Evening, YouTube pipe community, brothers, sisters of the pipe. I have seen the Diabetic Man's video on Pipe Smoker for Life, as well as many of the following video responses to that. And I was thinking, what exactly would be the tobacco I would try if I were to do this? And of course, what came to mind would be Captain Black, because I do have a lot of Captain Black, and that is how I started with my pipe smoking endeavors. Although that seemed a little bit ordinary. So I was looking over my selections and how much I have of each of them, and the only unopened tins I have was a McBaron tin, a Missouri Meerschaum Independence Day, which I find enjoyable, and a aromatic by Hearth and Home Berry Nice. Now, Berry Nice would have been a good selection, except I don't think I could have handled that much berry, constant berry every time I smoked. I do enjoy it, although I enjoy it as every now and then. My Independence Day I enjoy, although I don't think I wanted to go through that as quickly, because that's something I like every now and then also. So what I decided on was something that got me into the non-aromatics and, I guess, wet my feet with trying other blends like the Latakia and the Perique, things like that. What I decided on was McBaron's Symphony. Of course, this is backwards because of my laptop, but Symphony Ready Rub. And as I said, I have smoked it before. This is now an open tin. I've been smoking this since Thursday, and the pipe I decided is the Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman. I could have used my Fantasy Freehand or even the Wellington Calabash that I recently got, but both of those are a little finicky when it comes to certain blends, and if I don't pack this particular blend just right, it becomes a headache. With my Country Gentleman, I can pack almost anything in it without an issue, without it having a trouble lighting or staying lit. It's a perfectly good smoke from start to finish, and since a majority of my pipes are corncob, I figured that would be a pipe that would definitely survive this constant smoking. Now, excuse me, I was thinking about what the Diabetic Man had originally said about the customer he had, how he had suggested other blends and he just wanted the one particular blend that he knew of. Now, as I was thinking of this, my old days of drinking came to mind, and there was always a particular drink for each person that I hung out with. Some preferred wine, certain types of wine. Some preferred certain types of beer, and I always liked whiskey. Far too much whiskey at times, and I no longer drink anything. But I was thinking, connoisseur of alcohol, if you're not a connoisseur, then as long as it's alcohol, you'll drink it. But regardless of the taste, regardless of the age or the price, but a person that respects the particular alcohol, a person that enjoys the flavor, enjoys how it was made, appreciates the fine details of things, then that person would likely only have just the one brand or the one drink or the one type. And this is kind of what made me, what I thought of as I was listening to that video. Yes, I do enjoy Captain Black, and even the Ready Rub that I'm now smoking, the Symphony, I enjoy that. Although before this challenge came about, if I can even call it a challenge, because this is something we all do on a regular basis anyway, the blend or brand that I was partaking the most of was actually the Mississippi River by Seattle. And I could have easily have picked that brand as well, that blend as well, because it is a smooth, slow smoking, enjoyable tobacco. Now, the reason I didn't choose that was I didn't want to go through what I have left of it. I like, since I have so many different blends, I like to skip around to each of them to try and make everything last as long as it can. For example, the Midnight Gold by Captain Black, I haven't been able to purchase another tin of it because every time I go to purchase, it's always on back order or out of stock. So what I did was kind of played with what I had as samples and created a very similar version of it with the Captain Black Dark to give that Cavendish, that rich Cavendish flavor, and I believe it's Captain Black Copper that I used, and the two of those blended together in the right proportions tastes very similar to Midnight Gold. But the reason I chose the Mac Baren, as I said, was because it allowed me to branch out from Captain Black. It allowed me to perhaps be more adventurous with my enjoyment. I'm going to do this supposed challenge until this tin is empty and see where that leads me. I'll do my best not to veer from this, even though I do miss the Missouri River. Mississippi River. I think that this is giving me a good experience on smoking slower, enjoying the tobacco a little more. The taste hasn't really changed, so I can't say that it's giving me something that I didn't know was already there, but it is teaching me about my cadence. It is teaching me to slow down just that much more. And I believe that's all. I just wanted to touch base and talk about what everyone else is talking about. Being a pipe smoker and it not being just a fad or a passing thought, being something that has become part of my life. I've actually noticed myself kind of missing it when I don't have a pipe. I'm not obsessing over it, but I do try to at least have one pipe a day. Sometimes I only get 2, which is fine. I'm trying to balance everything else in my life also. For example, I realized recently that my minor in college, I said I do go to college and it's an online university. The minor I was in was psychology, and that was definitely a obstacle that I wasn't going to overcome. I didn't want my GPA to go to the point where I would lose my GI Bill, which is what I'm using to pay for the college, and seeing that if things continued, that was going to happen. So I dropped my minor, and my new minor actually starts this Tuesday. It's going to be in sociology. That is a little bit of a setback from my graduation date. I was supposed to graduate this November, but now it's going to be altered due to my new minor. But everything in my life seems to be balancing from what blends I smoke to my schoolwork, to trying to find time to make sure everything is done accordingly as far as bills and when I can see my daughter and things like that. It's a struggle. I recently haven't been posting as many videos because my medical side of things is kind of not balanced. There's a pill that I take that I don't feel is working any longer, so I had to contact the VA doctor to try and find out a way to change that to either a stronger dose or a different pill altogether. There was a issue with a physical issue, and I addressed my concerns about that, and they're kind of not thinking it's a big deal, so I might have to remind them that it's not what they think, it's what I think. I'm the patient. And that isn't easy for me to do. I normally just kind of let things slide, and I don't try to wreck the boat. I guess sometimes I have to. I think this is the longest video I've ever made. So I hope everyone's well. The bad weather, I hope, didn't put anybody in dire straits or anything like that. Hopefully it's died down and calmed down enough to where it's no longer an issue. And I will keep my eyes out for all of you. Good night. God bless.